how's it going?
Good, Courtney. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking some time and sitting down with me, answer some questions.
Definitely. Always happy to.
All right, so we'll just jump right in then.
Sure.
All right, so where did you go to school?
I went to school at Moravian College, and I went to school actually to be a history teacher initially. Went for the actual teaching degree for about 2 years. Wasn't my thing, so then decided just to major in history. Thought about being a college professor or something like that, but I went to school and got a degree in history.
Okay. So then what made you switch from being in history to wanting to be in the financial industry?
Good question. So after school was thinking about what do I do next? Do I go back to school to get a master's where I can be a college professor or something like that? And a friend recommended that I get my insurance license and try the insurance industry out. So I did it. I went and got my license. Failed the first time when I took the test by 2% because I overthought things way too much, but then took it a couple of days later and passed it, and then I had my life insurance license.
Nice. So then where did you learn the ins and outs of the business?
So when I first got into the industry, I was at a company for about 9 months, which was just final expense sales, Medicare supplement sales, was not my thing, very pushy on the sales side. After that, worked at 2 firms. One was an individual planning firm where my role really transitioned into designing policies for consumers. So the financial advisors would say, hey Steve, here's a case I'm working on. I want you to model it and design the policy. So started there with one of the major insurance companies, and then from there, worked at another company for someone else, which my role was the same, but designing policies for corporations.
Okay.
So got a lot of experience of how big banks and corporations and CFOs want policies structured, learned a lot of the ins and outs, was fortunate to talk to people, executives at big major insurance companies as far as how that software really works and maximizing cash value.
Interesting. So then what made you kind of wake up one day and just say, you know what, I want to start my own business?
Yeah, so after working for people, so I got into the industry in 2011 and worked for other individuals midway through 2013, I think it was 2014 actually. That's when I had the other role and did a little bit of stuff on the side as far as trying to get my own business going and just wasn't working out with the other individuals. So decided to start on my own. My dad helped me in the sense that he had a garage, and there's a piece of that garage which I could fit 2 people, myself and 1 part-time assistant. So started there, just kind of went for it in the beginning, and that's how I started on my own.
Nice. So I'm sure that was expensive to start up. So where did you get the money for that?
Yeah, so starting on my own, I didn't really have anything saved up. I lived at home, so my expenses were next to nothing. So I maxed out my credit cards, trying to get everything going in the beginning. That's where I came up with the money, credit cards.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're married now, obviously, and so what did your wife then think of you starting the business?
Yeah, so my wife and I have been married now for 4 years, Tara, and when I started the business, we were still dating, and we dated for a while, primarily because I didn't want her to have to work. So as I was trying to start the business, she said okay. She was extremely patient with me because we had a goal to get married sooner than we actually did, but we couldn't because we didn't have the funds at the time. So she was great. She was patient with me, and she still is. So I would not have been able to do any of this without her.
That's awesome. We love Tara.
Me too.
So what was your biggest failure?
Yeah, I like that question. So the biggest failure would have to be probably about a year after I went on my own. Had a big case where it came through marketing. They were interested, actually out in the Midwest. So I flew out there, prepped everything, and just bombed the whole deal. Changed my whole style and everything. I was overthinking things, just blew it. Would have been a nice case as far as propelling the business, but completely bombed it. That would have to be it. They were looking at a large annual payment going into the policy.
Oh,
As a
man.
company, yeah, that was fun. Learned a lot though, and hired a business coach shortly thereafter to help me. Yeah.
So what do you love about what you do?
Yeah, so at this point, the policy design, creating policies for maximum cash value, that was my background. That's fun, but what I have the most, what brings me the most joy, the most fun, to use that phrase, is as agents and employees have come on, them doing well, them really making a good living, getting good cases and such, having activity, seeing other people succeed and helping them do it. That's been fun. And then as we've grown out of our space, getting them offices, as we're expanding, going into other locations, that's fun too. But seeing other people actually make it, that's been more fun than actual policy design, modeling, and all that good stuff.
Well, that speaks volumes about you then.
Thanks.
So if you had any advice to give someone who's maybe contemplating starting their own business or even getting licensed, like what would that be?
Yeah, good question. So time is everything. So the biggest holdup, and it was for me as well, I would always overthink things before hiring someone, before spending money on marketing, before buying a sales training program or hiring a business coach, which can be expensive. Don't wait for it. It's more or less, if something can help the business grow, I view it as spend the money, even if you have to take some debt out to do so. I'm not saying go into debt right away. Don't take that to the heart necessarily, but definitely go for it and don't overthink things and have it slow you down. Speed is everything. Make educated decisions, thoroughly look into it, but don't let things slow you down, or advice to people saying, just hold up, slow down. No, you want to be quick. When you look at companies, if you look at Amazon or a big company, they make decisions quickly and they move fast, even if they borrow to grow initially. So copying, really all I do is copy what big companies and other individuals do to grow fast. That's how I look at it. So copy the people that have already figured it out, just copy them and you'll be okay.
That's great advice. Well, thanks, Steve, for taking time out.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
definitely. Likewise.